Japanese etiquette that Westerners won't understand. From an outsider looking in at a country's etiquette, rules, and manner, it can be easy to get culture shock. That's especially true when, like Japan, the country is famous for its complexity of its social rules. Japanese culture prizes harmony and social order, and that focus is reflected in its social customs. According to JapanGuide.com, there are certain things you should know about Japanese etiquette if you are planning on traveling there, and we'll tell you about some of them in this video. Before we begin this video about etiquette rules in Japan, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can always be notified about our latest new videos. That way, you'll never miss one of our awesome videos, and you can stay up to date with everything from your #1 bestie. Now, keep watching to find out the Japanese etiquette that most Westerners just don't understand. Number 11. Serious business. Offering business cards, meshi, is a serious ritual in Japan, and the market for business cards in the country is over 420 billion. Everyone carries business cards, and most business people order cards 3 times a year. It's a serious faux pas to get caught at a business meeting without one. Number 10. Basic rules. When in a business situation, there are a few simple rules for exchanging business cards. People offer and receive cards with both hands, ensuring that the card is turned towards the receiver, and carefully read the card after taking it. The person with the lower social status is supposed to present their card first, and at a lower level. Do you know the difference between honorifics and suffixes that the Japanese add to names to convey social standing? Well, stick around to the very end and find out what they are. Number 9. Gifts. Gift giving is serious business in Japan. The trick is to put as much effort as possible into the gift while not appearing to put any effort in. There are 2 gift-giving seasons in Japan, Sibo in the winter and Shugin in the summer. In these seasons, gifts are given out to the people the giver is close to, especially superiors. Gifts are impeccably decorated to a degree that will put a North American mall wrapping kiosk to shame. Number 8. Gifting no-nos. A bouquet of white flowers wouldn't be an appropriate gift in Japan, as they're often associated with funerals and death. A little like giving calla lilies as a present in the West. People giving out wedding presents generally avoid anything breakable, like ceramics or a mirror, or anything used to cut, like scissors or a knife, because of the bad symbolism for the upcoming marriage. And gifts for someone moving into a new home or starting a new store shouldn't include anything to do with fire, like lighters or ashtrays. Number 7. Gifting rituals. Of course, even if someone gives out a really inappropriate gift, it will probably be received graciously, because gift receiving is just as serious business in Japan as gift giving. There's a real ritual to it. The person receiving the gift should feign surprise. The more, the better. And the person giving the gift should emphasize that it's cheap, small, and that the gifter is embarrassed by it. Saiza, or kneeling with legs together and the tops of your feet flat on the ground, is a formal way to sit on the floor. In less formal situations, men tend to sit agura, with crossed legs, and women tend to sit yokozuari, with legs folded back to the side. Increasingly, women may sit agura, but it's not seen as especially ladylike. Number 6. Sitting pretty. If you're not used to sitting saiza, it gets uncomfortable very quickly. As more people in Japan are unaccustomed to sitting saiza for a long time, there is now a discreet saiza stool that folds away to fit in a handbag. low enough to be visually unimposing, it helps keep some of the person's weight off the feet, alleviating some of the discomfort associated with saiza. Number 5. Money matters. In Japan, most businesses discourage you from handing the money directly to the cashier. Instead, providing you with a tray you can put your money on for them to take. Handing money to a cashier when they have one of those trays in front of them would be the Japanese equivalent of slapping your money down on the counter and yelling, "Gimme change." Number 4. Eat your heart out. A lot of Japanese eating customs are just normal politeness things that even Westerners should understand. But the rules surrounding chopsticks can be opaque for Westerners. You shouldn't stab food with your chopsticks. Use them to gesture, or use them as a knife. You also shouldn't rub your chopsticks together, as that is often done with cheap chopsticks to remove the splinters. Number 3. Hard pass. While chopstick rules are pretty relaxed, passing food to friends between chopsticks is a serious no-no. That's because in the Buddhist funeral tradition, the cremated bones of a person are passed between family members with chopsticks before being deposited in the urn. For very obvious reasons, this is considered bad luck when done at the dinner table. Number 2. Stuck up. Japan also has different dining etiquette rules that you should know about. In a similar vein, it's a serious faux pas to leave your chopsticks sticking upright in the bowl. The reason is, chopsticks are often placed vertically in a bowl of rice to honor the dead at their funeral or in front of a photograph of them in a home altar. It's also said to resemble a stick of incense sticking up in an offering bowl. So get your dining etiquette game in check if you want to plan on visiting Japan. Number 1. Take a bow. For Westerners, bowing is probably the most visible form of Japanese etiquette rules or manners. In Japan, people bow to say hello or goodbye, to thank or apologize or congratulate, or to ask for favors. And, depending on the context of the bow and the relative social status of the people involved, there are multiple different bows that can be given. Bowing basics. A proper Japanese bow starts from one of two positions: saiza, the formal seated position, or seritsu, a formal standing position. A proper seritsu involves standing with legs close together, hands on thighs, and a fist width of space between the elbows and the rest of the body. Whatever kind of bow you're using, the slope of your neck and back should be straight. HAKUREI, I bow. This one is only used in very informal situations, and it's not even exactly a bow per se. Instead, the bower nods the head at the person, bowing more with their eyes than their bodies. Obviously, this is pretty much restricted to close friends and equal status family members. Eshaku, 15-degree greeting bow. This relatively casual bow is used with acquaintances of equal rank. While it shouldn't appear rushed, this modest bow doesn't need to be lingered over and only needs to last a few seconds. Senrei, 30-degree polite bow. Senrei is semi-formal, the bowing equivalent of a business casual designation on an invitation, and it can only be entered into from a sitting position. The bower bends forward 30 degrees, sliding their palms toward their knees at the same speed, and looks down at the floor. Kare, 45-degree respect bow. This is the bow for being confronted by a superior, or someone who is more socially powerful than you are. Not only does the bower bend forward for the length of a total breath in and out, They also place their hands in a triangle on the floor if the bow starts from a seated position. All right, you've made it to the end. Here are the different phrases and suffixes Japanese people add to their names when speaking to certain people. Honorifics are phrases meant to clarify a person's social standing, like doctor, Mr., or Miss. Japanese honorifics, a set of suffixes added to names to convey relative social standing, can be confusing to outsiders, but most common honorifics are actually pretty easy to explain, even to people who don't know anything about the system to start. San is the most common honorific and has the same connotation as Mr. or Mrs. School children and co-workers typically refer to each other with san. Sama, on the other hand, is more formal and is generally used for social superiors or a person whom the speaker admires. It's also used for oneself if you want to be a smart aleck, meaning something like, my honorable self. Kun is typically used for people talking to someone of lower rank than them, or a man the speaker is emotionally attached to. Chan is a suffix used for someone the speaker thinks is cute, like a child or a pet. Tan is an even more cute version of Chan and can be used with equals if you're close to them, but they shouldn't be used for superiors. Senpai, earlier colleague, is used for peers in higher grades at school and anyone with more experience at work, school, or club. The equivalent of senior, this is used for classmates in higher grades. Kohai, later colleague, is the opposite, but it's not generally used as a suffix, as the speaker risks sounding condescending. From dining etiquette to manners, there are all sorts of Japanese etiquette rules that most Westerners probably don't understand. Did you know any of these? Have you ever been to Japan? Let us know about some other types of etiquette, manners, and traditions from other cultures that most people aren't aware of by commenting below. Enjoyed this video? Hit the like button and share with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.